Hola, señoritas. Espero que todo esté bien con vosotras. Hello, girls, and I'm glad to get a chance to talk to you all again. And I hope that you're very well, and I hope that your families are well during this very difficult time. I'm sure it's hard to endure the lockdown. It's a bit better for me this evening because it's raining for the first time in a few weeks, so I'm able to sit down and do this video with you. So there's your title for today, girls, if you would just copy it down. Tieneshermanos. And I'll just pause that there if you can see it. It's taking a wee bit of time to focus. It's on page 42 of your textbook if you can't see that. So today we're focusing then, girls, on talking about brothers and sisters and then using possessive adjectives, me to su or mis to sus. They mean my, your, and his and her. So you were very good yesterday and you took vocabulary down from a video that I sent you with lots and lots and lots of family members. So you've actually done more in yesterday's class than you'll be doing today. So this is going to be a lot easier today. So the first thing we're going to focus on is just saying if we have brothers or sisters. And so if you repeat after me, tengo un hermano. I have a brother. And there you can see it in her thought bubble above, okay? Tengo una hermana. I have a sister. And there are your two words for a that you remember we did recently. Un and una. Okay, so un being the masculine form of a and una the feminine form. And then we move on. Tengo dos hermanos y dos hermanas. I have two brothers and two sisters. No tengo hermanos. Soy hija única. I do not have brothers. Soy hija. Hija is the word for daughter, and única looks like unique, doesn't it? So I am a unique daughter. What does that mean? That's right. It means I am an only girl. Okay? And to say I am an only boy or I am an only son, you say soy hijo único. And the boy in that picture says, no tengo hermanos. I do not have brothers. Soy hijo único. So the first thing I would ask you to do is make sure you have that vocabulary down from yesterday. Look over it again. Okay? Now we're going to do a listening from this same task, okay? Now I'm going to be wibbling and jibbling and all, whatever the word is, moving about because my hands aren't as steady as they ought to be. So it might be easier for you to look at this in the textbook. So we're going to do a bit of listening. Will you write 1 to 8 in your margin now? Okay. Listen to the 8 teenagers saying whether they have brothers or sisters, girls, and then identify by a letter A to H the correct picture for each. Okay, so one of those letters. For example, if you heard, ¿Tienes hermanos? Sí, tengo un hermano. You, of course, will focus on this one here, won't you? And that's A. So 1 is A. Número 2. ¿Tienes hermanos? Sí, tengo dos hermanos. Number 3. ¿Tienes hermanos? Sí, tengo un hermano y una hermana. 4. ¿Tienes hermanos? Sí, tengo una hermana. 5. ¿Tienes hermanos? Sí, tengo dos hermanos y dos hermanas. 6. ¿Tienes hermanos? No, no tengo hermanos. Soy hija única. 7. ¿Tienes hermanos? Sí, tengo 3 hermanas. 8. ¿Tienes hermanos? No, no tengo hermanos. Soy hijo único. I think I should have said hermanos there, but there you go. So your answers, girls, I will give you in a moment. If you didn't catch any of those, just listen back. So pause the video and go back. And now I'm going to give you your answers. So here are your answers. I'll just show you them now. Okay. So if I can focus in on them, there they are. 1A, 2D, 3C, 4B, 5F, 6G, 7E, 8H. Okay. Ok, chicas. So tenemos aquí un poco de gramática. Es muy importante. So you'll remember that in each of those phrases above, we had words for sister, hermana, brother, hermano. We had various numbers, tres, dos. We had un and una, depending if it was un hermano, a brother, or una hermana, a sister. If we want to say I have two sisters, we will say tengo dos hermanas. That's right. And if I want to say I have four brothers, I would say tengo cuatro hermanos. Right. And if I wanted to say that I had 8 brothers and 3 sisters, I would say tengo ocho hermanos y tres hermanas. Good, that would be a very big family, but there you go. That was kind of the norm back in the day. Now, we're looking at this bit of grammar. So as I said, in these phrases, the other thing that we had was tengo. Okay, I have. Okay, and that's from the verb tener. Okay, and there's tener there. Okay, so they've only given you 3 parts of that verb. Okay, they've only given you 3 out of the 6 parts. So we are going to focus on all 6 parts. Okay, and you're going to come with me for a moment now, because I'm going to get myself a little bit of paper, probably the back of an envelope, but sure, there you go. It'll do grand. It's all we've got to hand. There we go. See, this is recycling. So if you can actually copy the verb as I write it out, okay? So tener, okay? It's an ER verb, as you can say. As you can see, it is actually very irregular to have, okay? So we have tengo, okay? That equals I have. Tienes, you have. Tiene, he has or she has. Tenemos, we have. Tenéis, you have. Now that's the one that we use when it's plural. So we put PL for plural, okay? And then we have tienen, okay? And that's they have, okay? You have to excuse my filthy hands because I just spend all my days in the garden, you know, covered in soil and my everything, so don't worry. So here we go. Tener, let's say it together. Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. Great. Now, we've got that verb here as well, and they give you some examples. Tengo dos hermanas. In English, I have 2 sisters. In English, you say, I am 11, isn't that right? But in Spanish, you use tener, and you remember using that way back, girls, at the start. So, tengo 11 años. Now, I bet you we're now in the month of we're in late April, and I know for a fact there are a few of you in that 8A class who have still to turn 12, but you're getting there. So, in the next month or so, you'll all be saying tengo 12 años. And you'll remember the question, ¿cuántos años tienes? Now, what I need you to do now, girls, is to copy out that grammar point. Great. So, you've 2 things there in total. Copy these. Okay, and then copy that grammar point in full. I would avoid the top little bit there. Okay, that there's kind of not needed because you've got that here, okay, in a more full form. Great. So once you have got that done, girls, if you would turn to page 131 in your textbook, okay, so I'll go there with you. And we're going to look at the verb tener, okay, so this is exercise 18. So can you do these now in your grammar book? Write out each sentence using the correct form of tener, and then translate the sentences into good English. So this is your task for now, and it is also your homework for tonight. So for example, number 1, it says in brackets there, I. So I have 12 years. In other words, I am 12 years old. You know the answer to that will be one of these, okay? There's my electric bill or whatever it is, my bank statement with the very important verb on it, okay? So you pick one of those, okay? And it's the I one, so that should be easy enough. And then beside that, girls, if you translate what that means, okay? So write in English what number 1 means and do the same from 1 through to 6. And that's your homework for tonight. So that was a wee quick lesson, girls. We're going to continue on next day looking at the my, you, his and her, okay? So I hope you stay well, girls, and chat to you soon.